Hello, everybody. Happy Canada Day, July 1st, 2021. The days, they just keep flying by. I hope everyone is going to have a great and safe 4th of July weekend for those American citizens. But on today's Day of Canada, we celebrate you, oh friend of the North. Now, do me a favor and hit that like button if you love Canadians, and hit the subscribe button if you love Americans. Either way, hit both of those. And if you love me, my name is Dave Neal. I am a stand-up comic, and this video is a little bit on the fly. I gotta jump right into it. I wasn't gonna make this video. This kind of came out of nowhere. So BachelorNation.scoop, one of my favorite Bachelor Instagrams, compiled a story that's happening. Bekah Martinez from The Bachelor did what? Stop letting these people mommy influence. So this is what I'm assuming on Canada is a Canadian YouTuber. I don't know him, but he unearthed one of Bekah's podcasts from several years ago where she claimed to have had sex while breastfeeding. Now, I don't have any kids. I don't know what's right or wrong. I don't have too much of an opinion on the matter. Could it be traumatizing to the kid? I'm sure there's a scenario where that's true. Could it also have been completely feasible that a scenario happened where that took place? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is play what he says. And then, of course, whether it's his audience or other people that got a hold of this, clearly she's Bekah Martinez defending herself and going into further explanation of what actually went down. So let's play this. And look, I understand. On my side browser, I'm watching Trump Organization getting criminally charged today. I understand Bill Cosby was released from prison where Britney Spears is still under conservatorship. I get all this. James Franco, I'm going to try to cover in my live stream, just did a settlement. There's other news that's out there, I understand, but with the good graces of the YouTube algorithm, we're going to talk about this right now. It is interesting, and it does bring up some questions as to like what the moral compass guide should be for like being a mommy influencer, and also, you know, the repercussions of oversharing, maybe. I don't know. Let's just watch this. I really am going into this with very little judgment because I don't have a child that I'm raising. I don't understand this. This podcast is called the Dad Challenge Podcast. I'm assuming this is a father. Let's have a listen.
Boob while you're having sex, and you know what? It ended up being a great experience for him.
I don't have the rest of the clip. That's when shit was like, what? I showed my wife that, and even she was like, what? Guys. Not acceptable. I'm sorry. If your baby has to be in your room for the first 2 months, I get it.
I'm sorry.
Put a bassinet next to your bed. Put the baby in. Do your thing. Because baby doesn't know. But if you're literally at the same time breastfeeding and your husband is pegging you, that is disgusting. I am sorry. Am I the only one who thinks that's weird? Like, I know some people might have done it because of necessity to have to, like, maybe if the kid's in the room or whatever the case may be. It's.
I guess it's weird. It's weird on face value. On face value, it's weird. We'll hear what Bekah has to say. But let's check this out.
I think nursing a baby while having sex, to me, unfreaking believable. And so she's one of these definitely, you know, crunchy granola moms for sure, right? She's probably, whatever. She apparently, I know she loves to smoke weed too, like weed's her thing. So that was what really initially got my attention. I'm like, excuse me? Someone wrote this tweet that said, I've been breastfeeding for 4 years straight and have never done this. She is sick. If you want to know your baby is safe, put them in a bassinet near you. You do not need them latched to your breast to know they're safe during sex. That is involving a child in a sex act. I agree with that. And as a husband, this guy, her husband, really?
I don't believe they're married. So on this Bachelor Nation.scoop poll, 91% said horrified, 9% said okay. I'm in the third tier that's like, I'm going to need more information. I'm not just going to go off of like what she said on a podcast that happened, because when you're telling a story, you're kind of like either paraphrasing or conflating ththings. I totally understand. And with respect to Bekah Martinez, not going to just judge her just yet. But also, I don't think I'm going to judge her at all. I don't have a kid, so I don't know. It's like you take, if anyone really has a problem with this, I guess call Child Family Services, right? And then they can decide. You know, we have government services to decide if people are like, you know, in some way abusing their kids in a way. But I don't believe that to be the case. And I understand how meta this is. I'm commenting on a video a guy made, commenting on a podcast somebody made who's well known because of The Bachelor. I mean, it's this weird, you know, human centipede of nonsense we have going on right here. Weird news day at the very least. Let's just finish this. I understand this is in double speed here. My mind might explode.
You literally had sex while your baby was nursing with the mother. I can't believe this. So we're into this weird world of Acacia Kirsty, all these weird ass effing weird moms that are likely the
All right, so I believe that's the end of it. Now we'll go to Bekah's reply here. Let's skip this. Is this Bekah's reply? So that's what he has to say. He comments on it, and everyone has the right to like comment and react and this and that, and it's like whatever. But the case is that's also like, all right, what does it do to Bekah? Bekah says some people are sick and twisted. When Ruth was a newborn over 2 years ago, I couldn't put her down without her crying. She nursed all day and all night. She wouldn't nap or sleep in a bassinet. I had awful postpartum blues and very little help after my mom left. I was scared to put her down and felt horrible leaving her alone in another room or in a bassinet because she would start crying immediately. One night when my 6-week-old newborn was asleep on my breast, she had to be nursed to sleep and to stay asleep. Gray and I had sex for the first time since I gave birth. I vulnerably shared about that experience on my podcast about 2 years ago, and now people are talking about it, calling me disgusting and insinuating that I intentionally involved my child in a sex act for my personal gratification. I didn't get from that clip we just watched that it was insinuated it was for personal gratification, but what we can at the very least do is take Bekah's word for it in what she has to say about it as a mom, that her child had to be breastfed in order to sleep. I'm sure that's very valid, right? In cases where you have a colicky child. I don't have a kid. I don't know anything about this. I can barely get the dog fed on time. So I'm not passing any judgment on what motherhood or parenthood is like at all. So let's go to the next slide here. So then she shares a few clips here. And again, I guess this is kind of what must suck about being a mommy influencer. On one end, makes good money, provides for the family that way. On the other hand, no one likes to be scrutinized, especially a mother who I'm sure goes through so many sleepless nights and tries so hard. Look, raised by a single mom. I get it. My mom hustled. Full-time job. No child support. Irish twins, which is when you were born less than a year apart. Go Connie. She hustled. She wasn't going to listen to anyone criticize her for how she handled us because she was trying the best. Absolutely. With Bekah Martinez, very young mother, as my mom as well was the same age, very young mother, trying her best. She says, I'm shaking with tears in my eyes as I write this. I would never, ever, ever do anything to hurt my children in that way. I love my babies so much. Having someone harm them sexually is one of my biggest fears and most common intrusive thoughts. For people to suggest that I was trying to do that to my newborn is absolutely devastating. Now, again, I don't know if she's responding to like people that commented on his thing and said this, and it gets too deep to like untangle it all. But if she's responding to what his reaction was, I don't know if he was insinuating that it was like sexual in nature. But of course, if you're having sex, to think that he would make that judgment call, while it's a leap, it's not a giant leap. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when I hear her side of it, I go, well, it sounds like, well, let's finish what she had to say, because she continues to sort of speak her justice to it all. I was trying to survive. I was trying to be a good mom. I was trying to keep my baby happy at all times. I was trying to maintain a relationship with my partner that was already rocky. I was not sick, twisted, or perverted. And then she posts a photo from that time period where clearly she's looking very sad, struggling with her acne, looks exhausted, tears in her eyes. Can't help but feel bad for her. Can't help but feel bad for her. And of course, I've been accused left and right of just giving people too much empathy, too much grace. But I believe she's trying the best she can. The only thing she must be guilty of is either oversharing or maybe not. I don't know if he took the story out of context. I don't know if she shared this all on the story, but she probably did. If you're going to talk about that situation happening, you're probably going to talk about all the ins and outs of what got you into that situation. So let's see if there's any more slides. That might be it. No, that's it. So look, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think, having heard her response to it. We shouldn't have to live in a world. Get rid of this. I'll leave the Canada Day up. We shouldn't have to live in a world where like you put content out and then someone's going to slam you for it. And then you got to like apologize or in her case, not apologize, but like come back and re-explain things. Your content and your stuff should all speak for itself. But on the same time, like this is an unfortunate aspect of when you put yourself out there. I put myself out there, tell podcast stories, a lot of times in good faith that people understand that where I'm coming from. But at the same time, if someone wants to dig through those and then and then bring those back up, then I'm going to be forced to defend them. And of course, not having any children, that's like it would be a very tough decision I'll have to make with my YouTube career in the future of like, do I put my kids on camera? Now, the easy answer is no, don't do that. What are you kidding me? But there's also a large, this is part of the late stage capitalistic world we live in, where like I'd be broke if it wasn't for this platform I've built. We live in a world where like, does Bekah putting her kids on camera get them through college? Does that get them their first house? Does that provide for her family in a way she wouldn't be able to? When the Bachelor was airing, she was up in Humboldt County, trimming weed for a couple extra bucks. Like, it's a tough place out there to make money. We live in a tough world, as seen by everyone fighting over PPP loans, when we should all feel the abundance of a statehood, a country that is the richest in the history of the world. We live in the richest country in the history of the world. We shouldn't be fighting over who got the 20 grand PPP loan and who didn't. But here we are. We're doing that. Bekah makes her money off of sharing her content, her life, her stories. And now also the other flip side to that is that now she's forced to defend herself when someone else wants to sort of comment on it and, make. So anyway, where I stand on it is, at the end, is it the craziest take for this guy to make? That it's like weird? No, not at all. But also maybe be a little more sensitive when you're kind of like accusing someone of their motivations as to why that all happened. You know what I mean? So now we have Bekah explaining like, hey, I'm trying to save my marriage. And it makes you think about it. On one note, she's like, I can't put this kid down or he'll wake up, he or she. I can't put the kid down or they'll wake up. My husband or a boyfriend or whatever, the relationship's in a rocky place. So we haven't had sex in months. I'm assuming she said it was her first time having sex since a pregnancy. So how do I do those both things? Is this going to be harmful to the child? Only she knows what's harmful to the child in that moment. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment. I mean, we'll be going on the live stream at 4 p.m. You can call in if you want to call into the voicemail number. We got a voicemail number. I'm looking for it right now on my thing here. You can call the number. It's 401-213-9828. Call the voicemail number about anything in Bachelor Nation, and I'll play your voicemail as long as you're kind and please don't swear, and make it as short as possible. We get kind of bored with your 9-minute diatribe. It cuts off at 3, but keep it under a minute. Let me know what you guys think about all the ramblings of Bachelor Nation. And also, please be kind in the comment section when you do voice your opinion. All right, folks, we'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Bye now.